Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One. I'm Adhya Chineja, and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. The US military says it has completed its latest round of strikes on Iran, marking the 10th consecutive night of attacks. The Pentagon said the operation targeted Iranian military command centers, missile and drone launch sites, maritime capabilities and air defense systems. The US says the strikes are aimed at weakening Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, the US State Department has issued a worldwide caution advisory, urging Americans to remain vigilant amid the conflict. Officials warned of a heightened risk of attacks targeting US facilities and locations associated with American citizens overseas. Iran says it targeted a US military base in Kuwait with missiles, claiming it struck high-altitude missile defense systems at Camp Arifjan. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said the conflict has escalated into a full-scale war as regional tensions continue to rise. Air raid sirens sounded across Kuwait City following reports of missile and drone activity, while Kuwait's military said it activated its air defense systems. Now, the development comes as Iran intensifies attacks in the Gulf region. Jordan's army says its air defense systems intercepted and destroyed 3 Iranian missiles targeting the kingdom. The military said the missiles entered Jordanian airspace from Iranian territory and were successfully downed. Authorities confirmed there were no injuries or material damage following the incident. The United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Agency says it has received multiple reports that a tanker was struck by an unknown projectile in the Strait of Hormuz. According to UKMTO, the incident occurred about 8 nautical miles northeast of Lima, Oman. Authorities are investigating the report. The agency has advised all vessels transiting the area to exercise caution and report any suspicious activity, as maritime security concerns remain high in the strategic waterway. India has condemned an attack on the merchant vessel MV Golden Leo near Ukraine's Odessa port that killed 4 Indian sailors and left 1 critically injured. The vessel had 17 crew members on board when the attack took place. India's Ministry of External Affairs said the Indian mission in Ukraine is closely monitoring the situation and providing assistance to those affected. The ministry expressed condolences to the families of the deceased sailors and wished a speedy recovery to the injured crew member. The incident marks the first reported death of Indian merchant seafarers in the Russia-Ukraine war. Saudi Arabia has condemned the Houthis' announcement of a maritime blockade against the kingdom, describing the move as a threat to regional security and international navigation. Riyadh reaffirmed its support for Yemen's internationally recognized government and the Yemeni people, while rejecting what it called the Iran-backed group's destabilizing actions. The kingdom also urged the international community to take a firm stance against measures that threaten maritime security and regional stability. Russia says it intercepted around 400 Ukrainian drones targeting Moscow overnight. Authorities reported damage to homes and infrastructure in several areas near the Russian capital, with reports of strike on an oil depot and a logistics center. The drone attacks came a day after Kiev was hit by one of the heaviest barrages of ballistic missiles of the war. Ukraine has intensified its long-range strikes on Russia as the conflict continues to escalate. Protesters have gathered in Kiev for a 5th consecutive day, demanding action from the government over the dismissal of Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov. Demonstrators are calling for concrete decisions from authorities, saying public support remains central to Ukraine's leadership. Well, at the same time, the protests over Fedorov's removal have added pressure on President Volodymyr Zelensky as he seeks to prevent divisions within Ukraine while the war with Russia continues. The International Monetary Fund has approved the immediate release of approximately $690 million to Ukraine following a review of its loan program. Well, the IMF said Ukraine has maintained macroeconomic and financial stability despite the continuing war with Russia, describing the country's overall program performance as broadly satisfactory. US President Donald Trump says he held a very good conversation with UK's new Prime Minister Andy Burnham, describing the US-UK relationship as outstanding. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said the leaders discussed trade, military cooperation and efforts to demine the Strait of Hormuz. He also said they plan to meet soon and pledged continued US support for the new British government. UK Prime Minister Andy Burnham has appointed former Health Secretary Wes Streeting as Defence Secretary as he continues to unveil his new cabinet. Streeting, who resigned as Health Secretary in May after losing confidence in former Prime Minister Keir Starmer, had considered challenging Burnham for the Labour leadership before withdrawing from the race. Now, the appointment comes as Burnham completes key ministerial appointments following his assumption of office. The United States and Australia have condemned what they described as China's dangerous and destabilizing actions in the South China Sea, following a confrontation involving Philippine personnel near the Second Thomas Shoal. The Philippines accused China's Coast Guard of injuring a Filipino sailor with a baton during the incident near a Philippine military outpost. The U.S. State Department said China's actions undermine regional peace and stability, urging Beijing to stop what it described as destabilizing conduct. China has rejected the accusations and summoned the Philippine ambassador, accusing Manila of provocation and an attack on Chinese law enforcement personnel.
Ejemplo de honor y servicio a la nación.
Con la voluntad inquebrantable, continúan sirviendo a la fuerza en diferentes tareas.
Sistema de medios públicos y nuestras cuentas oficiales. Continúan siendo
Outgoing Colombian President Gustavo Petro has called on his supporters to defend his government's social and economic reforms and resist any attempts to reverse them. In his final Independence Day speech as the president, Petro accused Israel and the United States of interfering in Colombia's recent election. Allegations rejected by electoral authorities, while Petro urged supporters to mobilize and organize strikes if the incoming government moves to alter labor reforms introduced during his administration. Political tensions remain high following De La Espriela's narrow election victory, with the conservative leader set to be sworn in on 7th of August.
Ejemplo de honor y
The UN Security Council has warned of continued insecurity, humanitarian challenges, and political instability in Haiti as gang violence deepens the country's crisis. Well, UN officials say Haiti faces urgent security threats with armed groups expanding their influence and challenging state institutions. The UN called for security efforts and preparations for credible elections to move forward together, stressing that long-term stability requires stronger institutions, justice and support for communities affected by violence. Officials also warned that gangs are targeting key economic networks, including transport routes, fuel supplies and food distribution systems, posing a wider threat to Haiti's governance. A deadly bus fire in southern Vietnam has left at least 7 people dead and several others injured. Police said the vehicle was traveling from Lam Dong province to Ho Chi Minh City when flames broke out and quickly engulfed the 24-seat bus, trapping passengers inside. Emergency teams responded to the scene and police are investigating what triggered the blaze. Venezuelan authorities have raised the death toll from the June 24th twin earthquakes to at least 5,278. The powerful 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude quakes devastated northern Venezuela, with La Guaira state among the hardest hit areas. More than 16,700 people were injured, while hundreds of buildings were damaged or destroyed. At least 20 people have been killed and more than 100 remain missing after severe flooding struck Afghanistan's Nuristan province. Rescue teams are recovering bodies as search operations continue, with several residents and government officials, including the provincial mayor, still unaccounted for. Floodwaters destroyed riverside shops, markets and buildings in the provincial capital Parum, leaving communities searching through mud and debris for survivors. Afghanistan's disaster agency has warned of more rain and storms, urging residents to stay away from flood-prone areas. The Chilean Air Force has launched helicopter rescue operations after powerful storms triggered severe flooding in the coastal city of La Serena. Emergency crews are working to reach residents trapped by rising waters, with floods damaging infrastructure, isolating neighborhoods and forcing hundreds from their homes. Heavy rains have battered the northern regions of Cocumbo and Atacama, areas unaccustomed to such intense rainfall. The Chilean government has declared a state of emergency as rescue and relief efforts continue. India's market regulator, the Securities and Exchange Board of India or SEBI, has fined Central Depository Services India Limited or CDSL 10 million rupees over cybersecurity and compliance failures linked to a 2022 malware attack. SEBI said CDSL failed to protect a critical internet-facing server, which became the entry point for the attack. Despite rules requiring such systems to be secured, the regulator also found that CDSL failed to detect intrusions in real time, analyze security alerts properly, and follow backup site procedures to restore operations. Well, SEBI said the attack disrupted key depository services, including trade settlements, corporate actions, margin pledges, and inter-depository transfers, adding that the incident resulted from accumulated cybersecurity lapses. Hugging Face, the AI platform that hosts model and data sets, has confirmed a cyber attack that compromised its internal data sets and service credentials. While the company continues to investigate whether any customer or partner data was stolen, the company said attackers exploited a security flaw through a maliciously uploaded dataset, allowing them to execute code on its servers, escalate privileges, and gain access to internal systems. Hugging Face said it has fixed the vulnerability, revoked the compromised credentials, and advised users to rotate any keys stored on the platform and review their accounts for suspicious activity. Waymo has resumed its robo-taxi service after it made temporary adjustments in San Francisco amid a power outage that appears to have affected around 7,000 PG&E customers in the city. The Alphabet-owned company said it suspended service for about an hour to assess the scale of the outage, coordinate with local officials and make temporary adjustments to its operations. During the disruption, some customers were informed that service was paused and freeway routes were unavailable before normal operations were restored. New Jersey has become the latest U.S. state to ban landlords from using AI software that recommends rent prices using private data shared by competing property owners. Well, the governor said such tools allow landlords to coordinate rent prices, pushing housing costs higher, a practice they described as collusion by algorithm. The new FAIR Act comes amid growing scrutiny of property management company RealPage, which faces antitrust lawsuits over allegations that its software helped landlords coordinate rent prices. Under the new law, New Jersey's Attorney General's office will also launch an online portal allowing tenants to report suspected violations of the ban. The European Commission has fined AliExpress more than $625 million, the largest penalty issued so far under the EU's Digital Services Act. The Commission said AliExpress failed to stop the sale of illegal, unsafe and counterfeit products, while its moderation system allowed many flagged items to reappear on the platform. EU officials also said AliExpress recommendations and advertising systems helped promote illegal products, including unsafe toys and dangerous cosmetics, to more customers. AliExpress said it was surprised by the disproportionate fine, plans to appeal the decision and insist it has made major improvements to product safety and risk management. US President Donald Trump has ordered new 50% tariffs on a wide range of Canadian goods, including wine, hockey sticks and cement, with the duties set to take effect in 30 days. The move targets products covered under the USMCA trade pact, while exempting energy, potash and some sector-specific goods. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has called the tariffs a violation of the trade agreement and says Ottawa is ready to intensify negotiations with Washington. The US dollar remained near a one-week high as investors balanced hopes of a ceasefire in West Asia against fears of further conflict disrupting energy supplies. The dollar index held steady while oil prices stayed elevated after sharp swings in recent sessions. Markets are also watching rising US Treasury yields and inflation risks, with higher crude prices strengthening expectations that major central banks could keep interest rates higher for longer. A U.S. federal judge has temporarily blocked the proposed $110 billion merger between Paramount and Warner Bros. Discovery. It follows a lawsuit by 12 state attorneys general. The states argue the deal would reduce competition, raise prices and limit content, which would violate antitrust laws. The court issued a 14-day restraining order with a key hearing set for 3rd of August to decide whether to extend the pause. Well, Paramount has rejected the claims, calling to challenge the week. The merger also faces scrutiny in Europe and the UK, making its future hazy. Millions of Spanish fans took to the streets of Madrid to celebrate the national team's World Cup victory. More than 2 million people joined the celebrations, with supporters calling the historic win a moment they may never experience again. On stage, tournament best player Rodri paid tribute to Ferran Torres, whose goal secured Spain's victory over Argentina in the final. The celebrations marked one of the biggest sporting gatherings in Spain's history. Argentina's national football team has received a warm welcome from fans following their World Cup final defeat to Spain. Supporters gathered at the team's training camp near Buenos Aires as the squad arrived on an open-top bus. Several players, including Lionel Messi, were not part of the returning squad. Despite the loss, fans showed up their support for the team after a memorable World Cup campaign. Former Liverpool and England star Kevin Keegan has died aged 75 after battling cancer. Keegan, regarded as one of the greatest players of his generation, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and underwent treatment in the month of January. He is one of only 4 Englishmen to win the prestigious Ballon d'Or award during a glittering playing career, while his colourful time as a manager included reviving Newcastle. K-pop superstars BTS have released a music video for their song Normal. Normal is the group's second single from their latest album Arirang, and the music video marks the 4th official music video for the record. Arirang is the group's 5th regular album and has 14 tracks. BTS co-headlined the FIFA World Cup halftime show alongside artists like Madonna, Shakira, Burna Boy and Justin Bieber. The first full trailer for Avengers Doomsday is out. The superhero adventure is expected to end the 2026 box office year with a bang. The trailer sees heroes from across multiple Marvel universes unite to face Robert Downey Jr.'s villain, Dr. Doom. The Hollywood star played Iron Man in earlier Avengers blockbuster. Among the Marvel characters set to be featured in the film are Chris Hemsworth's Thor, Chris Evans' Steve Rogers and Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova. Avengers Doomsday is the first from Walt Disney-owned Marvel to unite the Avengers and the X-Men. "17 years later, Rajkumar Hirani's 2009 film 3 Idiots is officially returning to the big screen on 4th of September 2026. The movie follows the journey of 3 engineering students. It was one of the movie projects of Amir Khan, which caused a paradigm shift in the movie industry. The film also featured R. Madhavan, Sharman Joshi, Kareena Kapoor Khan, Boman Irani and Omi Vaidya. The highly anticipated teaser for Batwara 1947 is out. It offers a powerful first look at the Sunny Deol-led historical drama. Directed by Rajkumar Santoshi, the film explores the harrowing human cost and emotional toll of the 1947 partition. The film was originally titled Lahore 1947 before being renamed Batwara 1947. The movie is set to release on 14th of August. Hong Kong star Patrick Tse has died at the age of 89. His family announced the actor and filmmaker's death on social media. Daughter Jennifer Tse mentioned in her post that he died peacefully at the hospital, surrounded by the love of his family after a period of declining health. Tse made his debut in the Hong Kong film industry in the 1950s and went on to become a household name in the next 2 decades. He is survived by singer son Nicholas Tse and model daughter Jennifer Tse. Irish actor Brenda Ficker, who is universally known for her role as the Pigeon Lady in Home Alone 2, passed away at the age of 81. Born in Dublin in 1945, Ficker enjoyed a prolific acting career spanning several decades across theatre, television and film. She made history in 1990 by winning the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her compelling portrayal of Bridget Brown in Jim Sheridan's My Left Foot.